Tell me about your book, Lessons from the Source.
Describing the book is sort of a twofold process. I need to tell you what the book is and what's in it, and also where it came from and how it got here. The book itself is a compilation of some really remarkable, I think, writings in the form of lessons about life and about spirituality. They are profound and yet easy to understand. They're relatively brief. They're clear. They just offer a really interesting perspective for people who perhaps are longtime students of spirituality. Maybe they're just dipping their toe in the water. Maybe they're people who are in an organized religion and just want some kind of different perspective. Maybe, you know, somebody who's disaffected with the religion, but says, hey, there's got to be more to this.
This is something that you've taken part in for the last 30 years, is that right?
Yeah, well, that's the other part of where this information came from. For almost exactly 30 years, I have been engaged in a type of communication that's called inner dictation. And other books, such as A Course in Miracles and Conversations with God, which you may be familiar with, were received in this same way. And essentially it's like taking dictation from thoughts. You don't hear a voice, and you know, I write the information out longhand. And for a long time I didn't even know what was going on. And only recently did I find a book that very clearly defined this process as inner dictation, and that in itself was validating. And what's really remarkable about it is that it comes very rapidly. And sometimes I'll have the first sentence or two in my head before I even start writing, and I'll be going as fast as I can, and my mind doesn't hold on to concepts very easily. So I often won't even remember what I've written before. And when it stops, and it's clear when it stops, I'll look back at it and I'll say, look at that. It's almost as if I've been given a finished product.
So why do you refer to it as a guidebook?
Well, life itself is sort of the ultimate journey. And it occurred to me as I was trying to organize these. Certain lessons will come with just one topic. Others will come and there's a bunch of different stuff. And I was trying to sort it out. How are we going to organize this? And it occurred to me that when I go on a trip, I'll buy a travel guide, and I'll get a general orientation to where I'm going, and then specific things that I want to know about I'll get. But, you know, in life, there aren't any travel guides. And the parallels are obviously different, because in life, all we know is where it starts. We don't know when it's going to end or where we're going to be or what's going to happen. And a vacation trip, you can sort of plan it out. I've structured it like a travel guidebook. The first part is called an orientation to the journey. And that sort of addresses, who are we? Why are we here? What's life all about? What's our relationship with God? Kind of the big picture stuff. The second section is called Enjoying the Adventure. And those are qualities and practices that we can use to make this journey easier and more pleasant.
Have you, I'm sure you have thought about why you have received this information.
I've thought about it and I haven't got a clue. I've wondered about that all along. I am not by any means any sort of spiritual teacher or guru. I'm a student on the path too. I was going through some really difficult times, especially when the writings in the book came through. It was very clear that they were aimed at me, and yet they could apply and be helpful to a lot of people. And I've known for a long time that that inner urging, that same voice has been saying, you know, you got to do something with this. And finally, I'm doing something with it.
What do you hope the reader will take away from this experience of reading your book?
I hope they get a new perspective on it all that's helpful to them. I think, as with anything in life, really, different approaches to different stuff appeals to us. We like different kinds of music, we like different kinds of sports, we like different kind of books. And in spiritual teachings, too, there are some that will resonate with one person and not with another. I'm sure there are people out there for whom this will resonate. And the fact that it's really easy to understand, which doesn't mean you're going to get it right away, because this is some big stuff, but the wording is easy. I'm thinking maybe that'll allow them to sort of get a better toehold on what this is all about.